Today's topic is photosynthesis. Let's review. Photosynthesis is a process used by plants and other autotrophs to convert light energy, normally from the sun, into chemical energy stored in carbohydrates. The chemical formula is carbon dioxide plus water plus light energy yields glucose and oxygen. To balance the equation, just add 6's in front of carbon dioxide and water and in front of the oxygen. Autotrophs feed themselves using photosynthesis. Examples of autotrophs are plants, algae, and some bacteria. This is a diagram of a chloroplast. As you can see, there's an outer membrane and inner membrane, granum, lumen, thylakoids, and the stroma. The first step of photosynthesis happens inside the grana, which are stacks of thylakoids. The lumen is the space inside the thylakoids. The second part of photosynthesis happens inside the stroma. There are two types of reactions. Light-independent reactions occur in the thylakoid membrane in the chloroplasts, and they require water and light energy. Light-dependent reactions, also known as the Calvin cycle, occur in the chloroplast stroma, and it requires ATP and NADPH, which come from the light-independent reactions, and also carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Let's go more deep into light-independent reactions. First off, you need to know what chlorophyll is. It's the main pigment that can transfer light energy to electrons. As you can see in this spectrum, chlorophyll A best absorbs red and blue light. It doesn't absorb green light good though. That's because it reflects it, giving plants the green color that we see every day. So where do light reactions begin? It begins at photosystem 2, which splits water to obtain new electrons and protons, and oxygen is released as waste. The electrons and protons are now transferred to the electron transport chain, or the ETC. ETC and ATP synthase. The high-energy electrons power the proton pumps of the ETC. These build a high concentration of H+ in the lumen inside thylakoids. The protons then diffuse through ATP synthase to turn ADP plus a phosphate into ATP. The ATP goes to power the Calvin cycle. Then photosystem 1 takes the used-up electrons from the ETC and recharges them with light using chlorophyll. It puts the now recharged high-energy electrons and the protons into NADP+ to make NADPH. The NADPH goes to power the Calvin cycle. Let's move on to light-dependent reactions, also known as the Calvin cycle. The Calvin cycle stores usable energy from ATP and NADPH in a stable molecule, glucose, as shown in the diagram. Carbon fixation is a process in which living organisms convert carbon from the atmosphere into organic compounds. Rubisco. This is a very important enzyme that fixes carbon dioxide during photosynthesis. Those are the basics for photosynthesis. Hope you understood the lesson.